Welcome back to the Vintage Oaks, and before we get started on today's job, after the stream over the weekend, I have stacked all of the bales and brought them back to the farm, not put them in the shed yet. So if you missed that, the replay is up on YouTube as well. And the money's gone down a little bit because I had brought one of these bale trailers from Urson Rainer, and I had this one, but I brought another one because I thought it would be easier to have many bale trailers. These Heston bales are also incredibly heavy, so yeah, could only stack them too high. Otherwise, it was too heavy, which is a different kind of two. So today's job is going to be to try and tackle harvesting the monster canola field, or OSR. I'm going to say. I'm not going to say the other term that may be used in the UK, and that is field 167. And this is another video where I am probably going to make quite heavy use of courseplay and auto drive to get this done. I'm not sure how much of it we're going to show even. I'll see. It might end up being a lot like the first video, basically, where we dip in and out and I kind of keep things moving and rescue things. So you're seeing some of the new kit that we brought out. The John Deere's got itself stuck in a low gear again. So between videos, I have, between the first video and the stream, I've fully equipped the farm. So I brought this extra farm tech trailer because I thought that would be useful. You saw in the stream that we got ourselves the case or 145. It was doing the windrowing on that video. It's going to be helping out with the carting because it's going to be a bit of a trek. So let's send that off. And we did have the two case combines, so again we will get, if I can see where the heck I'm going, we'll try and get one of those on the way with course drive, the course thingy me bobby play jobby. Yeah, that's the fella. So let's get you going and we'll drive the other one over. So yeah, I may call in some neighbors to help with this job. So I may end up leasing another few combines. This may be too big of a job. This may be too big of a job. So we'll see how we get on. I'm not entirely sure. We now own a lot more land. So I brought field 176. As I said, we've got a couple more fields across the road, and then the original fields that we had before. So we've got a lot of harvesting to do. We've got a lot less money. So the farm is now almost fully equipped. There are a few more bits of kit that we need to get, and we'll pick those up as we go. Things that we don't currently have are things like a sprayer. I want to use the Fent pack from FarmCon for that. After a dog bell and a relocate, let's get to work. So yeah, I was talking about the fact that I want to, or I don't yet have a sprayer, and we're looking at getting one of the Fents from the FarmCon pack, which we can afford, so we will get to that at some point. I think that'd be quite cool. I've never used those in any versions of the game, so yeah, I think we'll go 3 headlands this time. We'll do lands. Let's generate the course. I think this is going to take me quite a long time. So as I said, I'm not sure how much I will actually be demonstrating, but let's hit the button on the first combine. Which courseplay point do we want to use? I think that field 176 point. Or no, field 176 tractor weight. That looks sensible. So let's do that. That's okay. We will do first waypoint. Let's hit the button. 3.5 hours. Jeez. Yeah, that's going to take a little while. Well, about 3.5 hours. So we might end up calling in the cavalry to speed the process up. Maybe once I've got the headlands cleared, because then we can get some extra combines going on the lands. Might be a good idea. Right, first waypoint 176. Tractor weight. Off you go. No. Off you go. Yep, that's you going. I think this guy is pretty close. Yep, so we'll change this to combine unload. That's already set to the silo. So, yeah, that one's good. What I might do is actually wait until that first one has done something and then start the rest up. So we'll be back maybe when the headlands are cleared and we're getting the neighbor combines to give us a hand. Actually, before we go, what I'm thinking is, because it might change the course that we run, I'm just wanting to check that these have a 6 meter head up or a 6.6. We could use the 6.6 on the 6.1 meter course. That will be fine. Yeah, so we'll be okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll be back when these guys have made some progress on this Mohusiv field. We'll set the clock running because I think this will be, let me just check actually. We have in the other field, we've got that are harvest ready. I think that's oats. Yep, and oats we can harvest next month. So yeah, we'll set the clock at ×2. That'll run out this game day, which will be fine. The other thing that I want to do is set it to 4-day months. We still need to bale the straw, actually. And what I was wondering is the baler, the square baler needs 135 horsepower, which would need to be the John Deere or the Case. Definitely not the Crammer, but the Crammer could run the round baler that we've got. So we could round bale the straw while we're doing that, but it's going to be quite small bale, so we might wait for that. Yeah. I should be calling the first carter anytime soon, but as I said, it's going to take quite a while to clear the headlands, I think. So I'll let them do that and I'll come back at some point later on. Okay, just checking back in with you guys. I've jumped in the 1455. I think no, not quite. The TW25 has been tracking Combine 1 most of the way round the first and second headland, keeping that Combine empty and ignoring Combine 2. So I did the first headland with the John Deere with Combine 2, and we took a good 13,000 litres out of that, which is kind of, it's weird that it's taken more. I did empty some of Combine 1 as well while the John Deere, not the John Deere, the Ford was faffing. He did get told to stop faffing. Apparently that's the thing. Yeah, I then use auto drive to send the John Deere back to the farm to tip, whilst I jumped in the Case to keep the other combine moving, because to be honest, the more we can keep the combines moving, the quicker we will get this job done. I also did a bit of Googling. Turns out that class combine that I was looking at is from the 90s. That doesn't bother me massively because it looks kind of right. It might offend some of you because, you know, some of you might be complete purists, but this is about having a bit of fun as well. So I think probably we will call some of those, 2 of those in once we've got the headlands done. Speed the process up significantly, hopefully, by about 50%. Well, not really, because we'll have done the headlands, so it'll be less than 50% faster. But, you know, what's left will be 50% faster, hopefully, depending on how auto drive handles all of the karting, of course. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, and the nice, hopefully, actually I need to edit the auto drive settings for the Ford, so let's just do that. We want it to be closest exit point, so let's come on, give me control back. Let's just do that quickly. That'll probably mess things up, but yeah, I think that's sensible because, you know, I don't know actually if the guys did link up the course here. No, that would be good if it was joined, so that we could exit the field there. Because from our point of view, from our farm, it's easier to exit there and loop round. We're quite close to the farm there, so I might make those edits to the course as we go, just to help. Although this is the last time we will combine this field because it's going to become a huge grazing pasture for our giant herd of cows. That's the plan anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I'll be back after we've finished this second and then the third headland, and we'll get the extra combines in and going. The 2 combines are on to the third headland. The John Deere is doing something to attempt to support them. And if I look at the courseplay course, there is a land that runs quite nicely around the early part of the headland. So what we're going to do is get the leased combines going on that. Said neighbour combines, actually, you know. I was trying, but I just can't do it. So we're going to lease 2 of the class combines just to help out with this harvest, getting this field cleared. Let's get the right header. So we are going to get the 6.6 meter header, which is a little bit bigger. That might cause us a few issues with the courseplay course. I'm hoping it doesn't. That's all I'm going to say. And yes, as I said, these are technically a 90s combine. It's okay, folks. It's all okay. So what we're going to do is bring up the course, which is probably going to completely nuke my FPS. So if I look on here, it looks to me like that's the start of that first land, and it looks like course plate is indeed clear of that. So let's just get this combine in there and hit the button, and there we go. So we've got that one set up. That does mean I am going to need to be on the ball for moving the 2 case combines across to another of the lands, but that's fine. I'm not here to just sit and watch the watch courseplay do its thing. I actually want to play the game. Today our role is to manage all of the workers. So Yeah, let's copy that. Let's set that to be right. Let's bring up the course. And yeah, we should just be able to tuck in here. We'll do the same. We'll just take a little bit out of there and by now get this guy going. We can turn that off for now. We'll get this one going and that should be good. What I think I'll do is I'll try and support these two with our almost full 1455. Hopefully that'll work. You can see the slight issue we might have is there is a bit of overlap. So we'll see how we get on. Anyway, yeah, it's going well. It's going well. So the two class combines are now down at, that's interesting there. They're not actually showing any less time than the case combines, which is really weird because they're significantly further through the course. Maybe that'll update as we go. But the thing is, we're going to start hopping the other combines forward. So I think we'll be done in a couple of hours from now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we get on, I guess. Maybe the game knows something. I don't know. Certainly surprised it thinks it's going to take 10 minutes to finish the headland. Although maybe. But the plan will be to drop the other two combines into one of the much later lands because they're quite small lands by the looks of it, but that's okay. And the why do lands? Because some people ask that. The reason you do lands is once the first combine is cut in, you in theory can then constantly keep unloading. So it's only that first run that you are unable to unload a combine. It's my understanding anyway. You know, I'm an engineer, not a farmer, but it kind of makes sense to me that it lets me have access to the auger of the combines once they've done that first cut in. On a big field like this, maybe having bigger lands would be useful, but you know, we're gonna get this done. And what I'm going to do is empty this combine and then quickly run back to the farm because there is an exit to the field up here. Get this trailer tipped and hopefully get back in time to keep these two combines moving. That's my goal. That'll give me something to do and I can keep an eye on things. Keep everything running smoothly. The other two combines, let's just check the map. So they're right over the far corner over there. I can just about see them moving against the tree line. But we're full, so and that's okay because the combines have got plenty of space. They're only 10% full. So yeah, let's power our way back to the farm. I've added this little cut through as an entrance into the field course on auto drive. I need to add it as an exit at some point. But yeah, we'll be back when progress has been made. Okay, the headlands are done and I'm just getting the case not sure what the plural of case is, running on their lands, and they've now jumped ahead, as I said, to just under 2 hours. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't cut the work in half, so probably the class will skip at least one land ahead, so probably hour and a half-ish, I would imagine, will be done with this job, which is, you know, it's not going to have been too bad, actually. Yeah, we've used 4 combines. It's a big old field, you know. It's not the biggest field on the map, but it's one of the biggest fields on the map. So, yeah. Going to be fun planting it because we've got 2 5-meter, well, seeding it. We've got 2 5-meter seeders. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. What I might do is, again, lease a few more and get all of our... I think the Crammer might even better. We might end up with 4 seeders running in the field. Just trying to get this thing planted with grass, seeded with grass. So that as soon as possible, I don't think we're not going to get cows in here this year, but we might get a cut off of it. I mean, that'd be mental, wouldn't it? I don't fancy cutting this, to be honest. This is purely for grazing. It might be that we end up cutting small patches if we don't graze it all, but it's really a grazing area. Yeah. So the TW and I think the John Deere are off on their way to tip. I'm not... John Deere might actually just be waiting to be called again. Yeah, we're making decent progress. So again, as I keep saying, I'll be back when either something interesting happens, which, you know, we're kind of into a groove now, or maybe when we're nearly done and we're seeing just how much canola we've got off this field. I mean, they're filling my trailer up ridiculously quickly. It's just pretty crazy, to be honest. I'm assuming that you're going to have to go quite a long way, fella. I'm assuming you're going to have to go all the way to the end. Yeah, no, okay, maybe not. So let's put our foot down and go tip and wait to see what happens. The other 2 combines are going to get full pretty quickly by the looks of it. So, yeah. We might catch a glimpse of the John Deere through the hedge. Nope. No, it's not made it yet. It's on its way around. There it is. It's still sorting itself out. Anyway, back in a bit. I said I'd be back when we had an issue, and we do. Relatively minor to fix. The 2 of the combines met as they were finishing or passing adjacent rows. It's not a big deal. In fact, it's resolved just like that. There we go. So far, come on, off you go. Wow, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. So far, we have 140,000 litres in the silo, and we have harvested. It just feels like a third of the field, but, you know, we're making good progress. We're keeping the combines running, and that's the main thing. The class combines are just finishing up the lands that they brought, so I'm going to hop them ahead probably 2 lands, and that should just about have things evened out, I think. So, yeah, it feels like there's about 4 lands left, so that should be good. This week's been a real kind of a bit messed up for me. It's, if you're in the UK, you know, it's incredibly hot. The spare room where I usually record when I finished work today was just over 30 degrees, which is uncomfortably hot to work and record in. I'm finding it really hard to do both. If you don't watch the Timberborn videos, I finished recording a Timberborn video on Monday evening, and literally I was pretty incoherent during the video, and I've finished and fell asleep at like 8:30. That's why there wasn't a farm sim video on Tuesday, because I was just so exhausted. I meant to record that after the Timberborn video. I just could not keep my eyes open. So yeah, and it's just so hot today as well. I'm hoping this weather breaks soon, because I do not like it. I know I always whinge about the hot weather. I just don't like it. Our houses are not set up for the heat. But now, like when I'm in the spare room, I have, at the moment, if I'm working, I've got my work laptop running. I usually have the laptop I'm using now running, and then at least one more computer doing something. And it's just so much heat being generated that you just can't shift out of quite a small room. So basically sat in a small room with the heating on, and that's no fun. That is no fun at all. So it makes my other hobby hard. With running, it's just, unless I get out super early, it's just too hot, and it means it's Wednesday. I haven't been running yet this week. I was in the office the last 2 days, and then this morning, because of traveling yesterday with work and stuff, I just didn't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go for a run. So yeah, oh well, it is what it is. The John Deere is using the new field exit I created, so I did add that to the auto drive route. Looks like it's got itself stuck, which is interesting. We're headed that way in a moment, so we can have a look at why it's got stuck. Because I don't understand why it's got itself stuck there. It's off it goes. That's my handiwork. It was waiting for the Ford. That's why it wasn't stuck. It hopefully just means it'll be a bit quicker with them shuttling backwards and forwards, because the other combine is quite full. But actually, all things considered, this has been pretty good. So with my rambling, we have managed to time things pretty well, and it's time to jump in the combines and move ourselves to the next set of lands. So yeah, what I want to do is try and move 2 lands across. So that's the one the case is currently working on, and it's not necessarily super easy to spot. That's the next one. So it's the junction of red and green, I think, is what I'm looking for. There we go. So I think if we put these in here, we'll be in a pretty good place. That's what I think. So off you go. Well then, try and get in to you before you get going, and because that now puts the class finishing in 45 minutes, and they've got about half the job to do each, which is brilliant. I'm not entirely sure how long this job will have taken overall, but it's certainly not going to have been the 3.5 hours that was predicted. I can in fact check how long we've been going, because I've been doing this in a single game session. So let's get you going and we will have a quick look. I think I've been doing this in a single game session anyway. That's what I'm looking for. So far, 1.25 hours. So we're looking at about 2 hours. Instead of 3.5, which is not awful. So I need to go tip, and I'll be back when there's more to do. A couple of things, I guess, that we should talk about. Wanted to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. Interested in any of that, if you're enjoying the Let's Plays or you like the tutorials and that kind of thing, there are links below. Speaking of tutorials, if you missed it, I did a tutorial yesterday on how to have retro contracting vehicles using better contracts on a map like this. So if I go into my contracts, assuming that I've got it, yep, there we go. So let's clear the contracts out and reload, because I have been messing about a lot with this save. So yeah, there we go. We've got some nice older kit in the contracts. Yeah, so that video's up on the channel. And I guess the other thing, sorry, this is the ads segment of the video. If you're interested in picking up FS25 as a pre-order and you want to help me out a little bit, then think about using partner code Disturbed, either with the QR code that's on the screen now, or there'll be a link below to pre-order it, and you'll help me out a little bit, trying to work towards bronze partner and getting early access so that I can work on those tutorials and things that people like ahead of you guys getting access to the game, so that when you get it, you've got those tutorials. Yep. Yeah, been having a lot of fun with this harvest. It's I don't often like doing videos where I'm just doing course play and auto drive, but it's actually, before I made content, it's how I used to do a lot of big jobs, and I don't mind. It's, you can kind of switch the old brain off and just relax. I've been watching a bit of YouTube on the internet, not the internet on YouTube. If you don't watch the typical videos, that won't be quite so funny. Yeah, it's been good. I've been watching a content creator that I like called Christopher Rod. He's a full-time YouTuber. I think he used to be a banker of some sort, and gave up his day job to make YouTube videos. And I actually only like watching him play one particular game, so I only watch him occasionally. And he's just started a new series on their game called XCOM. And yeah, loving it. And it made me realize something, because he drops an hour-ish long video a day, and I find it really hard to keep up. And it makes me appreciate that some of you watch everything that I release, and I really do appreciate how many hours in a day or in a week you guys spend watching and listening to me ramble away about sometimes utter rubbish. So yeah, do appreciate that. I'm not necessarily, I'm not the most charismatic guy. I don't feel I'm necessarily the most entertaining guy, but hey, we're here. We're playing Farm Sim, which is a game we all enjoy, and yeah, having fun. So there is an update to the Vintage Oaks coming. I'm not sure when Farm Sim Briscoe plans to release it. Heck, he might have even released it before you see this video. And a couple of big-ish things in it. The oak trees, which cause your save to be corrupted if you cut them down, have been fixed. And he's added in a couple of silage bale sell points, because people seemed to be struggling with that concept that if you wanted to sell silage bales, you had to go to the BGA, and the silage sell point that was a big silage clamp full of loose silage was just for loose silage. Yep. So he's added in a couple of silage bale sell points in the update as well. Technically doesn't need a new save, but might require you to do a bit of work in the placeables.xml of your save game. So yeah, nice and simple to do, and if needed I can do a quick video on how you do that as well. Trying to get back in doing the tutorials. I'd had a bit of a break from doing those, partly because I got fed up of some of the arsey comments that people were leaving on them, and do you know what, I don't need that in my life. And I think that's partly why I've taken kind of an extended break from doing them, because I got fed up of smart arses. And there's been a few actually commenting on some of the older ones, and in the end I just turned them off. The people, that is, not the comments. There was a guy who almost every tutorial that I had, he would eventually find and say, oh no, you did that wrong, that's not how you're supposed to do that. It's like, well, either go make correct ones or go away, because for what I was trying to do, it was the tutorial that I wanted to make, and so in the end I just blocked him, because he wasn't then responding when I would, I would answer and he wouldn't respond. So if you don't want to have a conversation, if you just want to leave a pointless negative comment, then yeah, you're gone. And I had a whole wave of that, and I just, yeah, it messes with my head too much. So yeah, but trying to bring them back, because I know people enjoy them and people find them useful. So, and there's been this is going to turn into a little bit of a rant, I'm afraid. There's been a few things in the last few days that have frustrated me. There's the people that think I have, that well, not I necessarily, people who help, you know, provide support, ever have a freaking crystal ball and know, you know, what mods you're running and therefore what's providing issues in your game. People who think they're really clever and can extract information out of you. I don't think he watches my videos, but the man in the Maze Plus Discord who thinks he's super clever and using his super subtle information extraction techniques to get super secret information. Yes, I'm being really freaking condescending because you're an arse. If it wasn't the Maze Plus Discord, I'd have just been really rude to you and blocked you. But hey, it was the Maze Plus Discord and I'm there to be a professional. But you're a twat, sir. Thinking you can be clever and trying to extract information that if I did have is under NDA, and trying to make that public so that therefore I wouldn't be able to have the information anymore, it's not big or clever or helpful to the community. So yeah, well done, sir. But hey, you know, I'm smarter than that. So what you actually get is, you know, that's the second time I've remembered you being an arse, and maybe the third time will be, what do Americans, how many strikes is it you get in America? Yeah, because you're one of those. So, hey, maybe you won't be in the Maze Plus Discord much longer. And that means you won't even be able to ask your stupid questions. And then you won't be able to get all that information you're trying to extract out of people. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because otherwise it's going to get even more negative. We're making really good progress. We've got about, so the class combos have got about half an hour. The cases have got about an hour and a half. So we're looking at about an hour till we're finished with the harvest, which is not too bad. Pretty pleased with that. I'm not sure how much footage I've recorded at this point, and therefore how many more check-ins we'll have as we go, or if I'll think of anything else that I want to say particularly. Had a little rant. I've done a little bit of an update. I guess the other thing that I didn't really talk about particularly is so I did the bale stacking last night. So I got home from work. I was pretty darn tired. I made the mistake of going on Discord, interacting with stupid people. And I literally had to close Discord and walk away because, say, on the Maze Plus Discord, I try and be a bit more professional. You know, I'm there representing the farming agency and that kind of thing. And so I closed Discord, went away. And I came on here and I did some bale stack. Didn't feel like recording. So just got those bales stacked, got them out in the field and brought them back to the farm. I'm probably going to stick some sort of shed in the area where the trailers are to store bales, because we're going to have straw bales and hay bales that we need to store. And I really enjoyed it. So it's first time working with Heston bales, the heavy old bales. We have got a Volvo wheel loader that I've not shown you guys yet that we could have used for doing that. That would have possibly been sensible. I think my other combine is stopped because I've been rambling away too much. But yeah, just enjoying myself. You know, I do like doing manual bale work, and they're nice big bales. They've got like 7,500 litres in them, so it's going to be good when we're doing the feeding. I've still not decided yet whether I'm going to do TMR or loose through the winter. So I've spoken to Eagles and I've spoken to Quacker about feeding cows in, you know, this kind of era. And one says on the family farm well, I assume it's family farm. Their family, their dad had a TMR mixer, and they made TMR. And then the other they used to feed loose. So maybe we'll do a bit of both. Might depend where the finances are, to be honest. To be honest, mixing TMR for a big herd of cows is going to be a pain in the butt. We've got a wheel loader, so it might just be that we are shoveling in large amounts of loose feed, because that will be quicker. But I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how we get on. We do need to maybe look at getting some bigger trailers, because we're full again, and the combines are still quite full, but that's okay, We're making good progress. Let's whack the cruise control up, take a quick peek at the field. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Where's the John Deere gone? Oh, the John Deere's off to the silo as well, where I'm headed. Yeah, this has worked really well. So anyway, I'll be back a bit later. Okay, we are getting close to the end. The class, I believe, has this little piece and then one more long run. The case combines have a little bit more to do than that, mainly because auto drive is not as efficient as I am. I know, hard to believe, huh? Saying that, I'm going to move out of the way so that the combine keeps moving, and we'll unload them when they get there. He says as he claims to be super efficient. More efficient to unload on the move, sir. So yeah, we're getting there, and time-saving stock check gives us some rather nice numbers for the value of the harvest off of this field. So I'm just going to check. Yeah, it's not a bad return off of one harvest. So what I need to have a look at is what we need to do to this field before we can plant it. So we'll do that in a moment. So let's just get up the information. So it needs liming. Doesn't need ploughing. That's good. But just lime. It's going to be a lot of lime. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll get a pull bind liming unit, and that will make it more tolerable. Right, let's go empty the other combine, because that's about half full. Yeah, it's going really well. Do I keep saying that? I think I do. So we're going to have to lime this field beforehand. The seeders are technically direct drills. That is what they were back in the 80s. I might cultivate this anyway, because I think direct drilling grass into this is probably not going to be super awesome. And we've got a nice big cultivator with a nice big tractor to play with. So, yep. That'll be a bit of fun. And we haven't looked at that yet. So, yeah, why not, hey? Let's go back to the harvest menu so you can see it looks like there's a couple of rows to go on the course for the case combines. And yeah, literally 5 minutes left. Well, 7 minutes left to go on the harvest for the class combines. And we've got through this field, and I've done this in a single sitting, which is unusual for me for such a big job. And we're looking at, so far, just coming up on 2 hours. So, yeah. Saved ourselves a decent amount of time by leasing the second set of combines. And for me, it's definitely worth it. Time is money and all that, Come on. Get yourself going, and then we can get under the auger. The other combine's not too bad. It can probably run to the end and be just fine. There we go. Right, let's get ourselves under the auger now. and get this emptied. Not really too many missed bits either. I'm certainly not going to be chasing around the field looking for the scraps with what we've got off of here. It's a massive harvest, absolutely massive. Well, I thought you might want to stop, sir. Yeah, if we check time saving stop. No, we'll save that for the end. Anyway, I'm going to let these guys finish up and we'll come back at the end. Just turning on to the last row now. And dusk, well, not really, it's August, so it's, you know, the shadows are getting a little bit longer, I guess. The beacons are on, the John Deere's trying to respond, but we're here first, so we'll take some out. The John Deere might barge us out of the way, but we'll see. We'll see. We might take the lion's share out anyway. At least get it partly emptied. And that'll be this harvest done. And the only time I plan to combine this field, the next time this field is harvested, it will be by cows eating grass. The natural organic machine that converts grass matter into high protein food. Oh, look at that, you're just too late. You're just too late, John Deere. Oh well. Yeah, cracking effort from everyone on the team today. Auto drive only had a couple of minor moments. Generally, it did pretty well. And yeah, overall, pretty pleased with how well this went. And very little missed by courseplay. Let's remember to reset the store deliveries point, which is that one, I believe. I can't be bothered. Can you be bothered? I'll sort that another day. The John Deere, not John Deere, the Ford. John Deere's in front of me. It's been a long day again. The Ford is off to tip. We may as well let it come back just in case. Although I think we should be okay. The John Deere's got plenty of space in its trailer. I've got a decent amount of space. And yeah, trundling our way to the end of the field. And the return on this harvest is pretty insane. So this field cost us £2.3 million, which was a big chunk of the money we brought from Saxthorpe. It was well fertilised, but full of weeds. So that did affect the yield, but the yield was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. Yeah, we'll have a look in a moment once we get to the end of this row. So that's the harvest done. We've got about 12,000 litres in the trailer. The John Deere's got about 3.5. There's nearly 340,000 in the silo, and if we add all that up at a best price, we're looking at £535,000 worth of canola off of this harvest, which is insane. And either gonna let us buy more land, more toys, or all of the cows that we need. So yeah, very cool. December is going to be a good month. And that is it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions below. I'll see you next time.